And we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. Earlier today, I was talking to a boxer from Philadelphia, a fighter that is trained now by James Ali Bashir, Uncle James Ali Bashir. And it was the first Facebook Live interview I was doing. And we kept getting interruptions in and out, in and out, in and out. So I said, you know what? Best thing to do is do the interview over YouTube, so it's already recorded and boxing fans can also ask questions. So without further ado, I introduce into the room now Steve Upsher. Steve, how are we doing?
Hey, I'm doing fine. What's up, man?
Great to have you in the room, champ.
It's great being there.
Fantastic. For those people who don't know quite who you are, go ahead.
I'm Showtime, man. It's like that. My name is Showtime Steve Upsher. Some might know me as Steve Upsher Chambers. Because of when I first came out and turned pro, they wanted to kind of piggyback me off my brother Eddie Chambers, Eddie Chambers' name. But then once I got to the point where, you know, I started winning the step-up fight, then, you know, we, cut the Chambers off, and now it's just Steve Upsher. I kind of, came into my own. My boxing record is 25 wins, 5 defeats, and 1 draw. And I have 1 no contest, but, I mean, who cares about that?
If you could just speak a little clearer into the phone so people can hear you as well. So you said you say your record again for me, please, Steve?
I have 25 victories.
Perfect.
5 defeats and 1 draw.
Fantastic.
And, also, I have 1 no contest, but who cares about that?
Okay, for the people who don't know about the sort of guys you've been in the ring with, the caliber of fighter you've been in the ring with, let the boxing people know what's going on.
Well, I've been in the ring with a lot of tough guys. Some of the more notable names and recent names are Luis Collazo, former world champion, Andre Berto, former world champion, and Ashley Theophane, top rank contender. The Collazo fight, I feel like I won that fight. It was close, but I feel like I won that fight. And the Andre Berto fight, I legitimately lost that fight. I lost the decision, and I legitimately lost. The Ashley Theophane fight, I clearly won. You can't even find pictures of him hitting me, nor can you find clips of him hitting me. They just wanted him to fight Adrian Broner after that, not me. So that's how that happened. But, it is what it is. It's the sport of boxing.
So we were talking about something earlier. We were talking about fighters knowing when they go on a certain card as the away fighter, that they know that if they don't knock the opponent out, they're going to lose the fight. Surely you going into a fight against Ashley Theophane, knowing he was a Mayweather fighter, that you were going to have to knock him out to win.
I didn't feel I would have to knock him out. I felt like if I won clean, that I could win. I mean, you know what you're going in there against, but you just can't. You can't go in there thinking like that, because you're going to make a big mistake, and you're going to, you're probably going to pay for it. You go in there going for the gusto because you think, oh, they're not going to give me a decision, so I got to do this, I got to do that. Like, you got to go in there and be yourself, and that's what I did. Could have did a little more, could have let my hands go a little bit more, but I landed all the clean and effective shots. Like, he may have touched me with like 8 jabs throughout the whole fight, and I say 8 because I don't believe that it was 10. And it was just like those little like jab that, like, when I'm standing there for a minute, I kind of fall asleep on defense, and he hit me with it, and I would smile, and then I would bang on with a jab and a right hand around the side of his face. And you'll see the pictures, from the pictures, it's me hitting him, or you see pictures of his face all swollen. My nose was just a little red. So, I mean, you do go into those situations knowing that, you know, you need a spectacular, dominant victory. But you also have to be real and be yourself. You know what I mean? You can't go in there trying to be somebody else that you're not. You can't go in there trying to have a Lomachenko work pace when you're not that fighter. That's not how you fight. That's not how you think. You know what I mean? You'll wear yourself out trying to be something that you're not.
Okay. So I know you were telling me a story. You were telling me how you used to train yourself before the Facebook thing broke down. Talk to me about, talk to the boxing fans about that.
Well, since the age of 19, and I say 19 because that's when I completely just like made it known and just cut it off. When Eddie Chambers Sr., we stopped seeing eye to eye at about really after I first turned pro. So then I was just on my own. And I basically trained myself off of watching Bernard Hopkins, the basics that I knew already, watching Bernard Hopkins, Floyd Mayweather, and some Winky Wright when he fought Felix Trinidad, watching those tapes. And, you know, trying it on the bag over and over again, constantly on myself. Keep your hands up, keep your elbows tucked, keep this, keep your knees bent. I was constantly on myself, talking to myself as it goes along. And, you know, it developed into what it is now. Like, I'm on this level. I've been training myself, getting my weight right, getting everything right until, you know, now I'm at this point, and I have to be real with myself. It's like, tell me a world champion that didn't have a trainer. Like, well, it's not smart. Well, you know what I mean? So I had to, you know, smarten up and work things out with James Ali Bashir, which, you know, we've been close since 2006, but we haven't really worked together on a regular basis. Like, we will work here and there, but this is the first time we've ever put in a full camp together and go into a fight.
Now, there is a fighter we have in the UK that believes he doesn't need a trainer. His name is Chris Eubank Jr. And 2 fights he's fought at world level, and 2 fights he's come up short. Albeit he won the IBO title. If you regard that as a world championship, then maybe he's the first fighter that has won a world championship training himself.
Chris Eubanks Jr. trained himself?
That's what he says. That's what he tells you. He don't need a trainer. That's what he tells everybody.
I was under the assumption that his father trained him.
I don't know about that. He says he trains himself. He says he don't need no training. He just needs to get himself in shape, and when he gets in the ring, he makes the adjustments when he's in the ring.
Well, I mean, more power to him. I mean, you see what happened when he's on that level, and he hasn't even fought the top level. So, I mean, he hasn't fought the Golovkins, the Canelos, the Charlos, the Danny Jacobs. He hasn't even fought them. Like, you gotta, like, I've been in there with top guys, you know, and it's like, you need a game plan. You need a game plan. You need somebody to come back to the corner to and get information about what they just witnessed. Somebody that you trust. Somebody that you believe in with their teaching or with their, you know, their assessment of things.
Yeah, and we spoke about that as well. You said often, because you were training yourself, you come back to your corner, and what would the trainer in the corner be telling you?
you gotta fight this guy, man. Man, be coming up and down these steps. Come on, man. Get this guy out of there. And it's like, wow, I could have got somebody from the crowd to tell me that. Like, I mean, I don't, like, what the heck is that? And I'm giving you a big chunk of my money to tell me that. But, I mean, also, I should have known. I mean, it all falls back on me at the end of the day. Like, I knew what I was getting in. I just had the mindset that I set in my head when I was 19 years old, I'm going to make it with or without anybody. And that worked to a certain extent. Now I'm at the top level of the sport, and, you know, now it shows that, hey, I need somebody to help.
Okay.
I can't just do it by myself.
What was the turning point for you to realize you couldn't do it by yourself?
I've been kind of realized it, but, you know, like, and I mean, like, the schedules of me and trainers just didn't work. So I just ended up like, you know what, fuck it, I'll go in there and I'll get the job done. You know what I mean? Thinking I could do it by myself. Like, there were times where I was right there, and it was like, nah, them was right there, but it still, like, it was like it didn't really materialize, so that didn't happen. All in all, I really wanted Bashir, but, you know, he was either with Klitschko or Usyk, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was, you know, I didn't want to turn down opportunities, so I did it by myself again. You know what I mean? But now, after the Theophane fight, and I took time off, I just set in my mind, it's like, I'm never going in the ring without a trainer again.
Talk to me about the story you were telling me earlier about the promoter, yourself and Eddie.
Well, so in the beginning, there was a manager named Robert Murray. He managed Eddie, and I guess you could say Eddie was my manager, but we never had a signed contract. But it was basically like how you see how Canelo and his brother were. Like, they were just getting Canelo's brother fights to keep Canelo happy.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically how I was brought along. I never was signed to a manager or a promoter. So, you know, there was an investor that was giving money to fund, you know, me and Eddie.
Okay.
In the end of 2005, we were told that the checks would stop from them helping us. So we're just like, okay, I guess we'll live. So from the 2016, I think they gave us one more check. But then we go to 2011, we fast forward, and, you know, there were hard times, and, you know, we had asked the manager, you know, what's up, like, could you get us some help or whatever, and he would always give us some, you know, some story or this and that or whatever. Come to find out, the accountant that he brought to the table, that was his accountant also, which is a conflict of interest, but we didn't know any better. So he brings us all of the paperwork showing us that $1.53 million was taken that was supposed to be ours, me and Eddie's money, over from 2006 to 2011. You just see my name and Eddie's name, and you see 9,000 next to it, 6,000. It was always in those increments. I remember those distinctly. That you would see those increments of money, and it was like every 2 weeks or every week, like that he was calling them, and it was like, you see your name next to it, so it's like he would call and say, oh, Eddie needs this, oh, Steve needs this, oh, Eddie needs this, oh, Steve needs this. So you just see that 9,000, 6,000, like every 2 weeks, like he was going to them. So but we never received any of it. So once we found out about that, Eddie's a little nicer than me. I'm not so nice when it comes down to it. I called him on it, and it was like, okay, I had a fight coming up with this undefeated Mongolian Olympian guy, and so I fought him on the Paul Williams Sergio Martinez 2. I fought him on that undercard. That was the co-main event. Fought him. I beat him. Then that's when the manager wanted to get me under contract. After that fight, because he figured, oh, this kid can really fight. It took that long. So then at that point, I'm like, all right, I know already about the money. I can't sign with you and have you as my manager. So I still want to keep the team the same, but it's going to be on an advisor role. You know, you can still act and do the things that you do as a manager, but you'll only get an advisor's fee, and you won't have the power that a manager has, which is that 50-50 power. So he basically told me, "Oh, I can't do nothing with that," and then tried to scare me into signing by saying, "Oh, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're that guy that nobody wants to deal with, that you can't get a fight." Just think about that. And I remember I looked at him and I just was like, well, I don't know what else to tell you. And I can't do that. And he shook my hand, said no hard feelings, I wish you the best, and I got out of his Cadillac Escalade that we were parked right in front of me in Eddie's house in Jersey. I'll never forget it. And after that, he proceeded to badmouth me to Dan Goosen. Dan Goosen then went to all the rest of the business and made sure that they didn't give me any fight. So I was out for 17 months without a fight. I went from being scheduled 1 week from fighting for the NABF title on ESPN against Jose Lopez to nothing, just like that. And that was all because of his doing. And then he spread it to Goosen, and then Goosen spread it to all of his, the fraternity of promoters.
So wait, Steve. So why didn't you go and this guy's preventing you from making money? Surely it's it's stopping you from making money. Shouldn't you have you had a legal ground on that, one, and two? If you had the evidence to prove that this gentleman had taken all this money from you, why didn't you just take it to the press and expose him?
The way that I thought about it at the time was like, I had to take it on the chin. I didn't want to become a cancer in boxing. Like, I figured out how boxing was, and it's like, it's kind of like, you see how all the women are coming out now, like with the Bill Cosby thing, and
yep.
You know what I mean? Like now they have backup. You know what I mean? Now, say I go out and voice my opinion and do all that, and nobody catches on to it. So now I'm just a cancer in boxing that now even further people are not going to deal with.
Well, 17. Well, hold on, 17 months out of the ring. So while you're worried about being a cancer in the sport, you actually are not boxing anyway. So you were a cancer in the sport because you weren't boxing for 17 months. Somebody had put a vicious rumor out about you. You weren't boxing anyway. Yeah. So what more damage could be done apart from clear your name?
Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right.
I've got there's somebody in the room by the name of Chris Hayes that says, buy a gun and shoot him.
Well, I would have never did that. But ironically, I would say probably about a year, I would say probably about a year later, the manager's cancer came back and he passed away. Now, people were calling me, like people that knew about him but never said anything to me and Eddie. Like, they were calling me and they were saying, like, oh, that's karma. And I'm like, I don't want to think of it like that. Like, no matter what happened, like, I still have a place for him in my heart. Like, I don't know how, I mean, that's just the type of person I am. Like, because, I don't know, like, I wouldn't be, I got to give him some credit, even though he took advantage of us. Like, I have to give some thanks to him, and I would never wish death on anybody. You know what I mean? So I don't like to look at it as like karma, but people kept calling me and telling me that. But the way that I ended up getting out of it, kinda, and getting a fight was, this is how I met Rod Sulker. I'm sure everybody's familiar with them now.
Rod Sulker's the guy that fought Danny Garcia, right?
Yeah.
Well, I say fought, but I say that it very lightly fought.
Yeah. Well, I come across him on Facebook that he was giving a fight show in Pittsburgh.
Right.
And I'm originally from Pittsburgh, and I had never fought there as a professional.
Right.
So I knew that, you know, it would be a big draw. So I'm like, I messaged him on Facebook, hey, do you think I can get a fight on your card? I'll pay for everything. I just need to get a fight to get active. So, you know, he gives me his number and calls me, and then I call him, and then we talk, and, you know, everything goes well. I reached out to Don Elbaum, who was the one that matched me and Eddie throughout our career, and he found me an opponent. You know, paid everything. I basically fought for free. I think I came up with like $100 or something like that.
Dang.
But it wasn't about that for me. It was about getting another fight, getting back in the ring. That's what it was about.
Right.
So I fought that fight. Then ended up signing. I did sign an advisor contract with a guy by the name of Stephen Edwards. He's Julian Williams trainer.
Yep. The bread man.
And yeah, and basically, I ended up being on the B side of every fight that I got with them. Not saying that I don't appreciate him getting me whatever he got me, but like, I was on the B side fighting Palazzo, who was it? Eddie Gomez, Andre Berto.
Talk to me about Palazzo and Berto. First, talk to me about Berto. How strong is Andre Berto?
He was pretty strong. He kept pushing me. Like, the one time when he pushed me, the referee warned him about 10 times. I guess I should have complained a little bit for him to get a stern warning, but he kept warning him because he didn't want me to get close, because that's where I hurt him at. Was when we were in close, he couldn't handle the inside fight. But I remember the one time I hurt him in the second round, like, he had like a death grip on me and I couldn't move. I'm like, God damn, this motherfucker really must be hurt, because he's holding me like with a death grip. He ain't letting go.
Death grip.
So, yeah, so like he was strong. He was strong. I don't like. I see that he knocks a lot of people out and hurts a lot of people. But like, I never got hurt in the fight, which is weird. Like, cause I got, like, watching the video, like, I got hit with like some flush shot, and I'm like, how the hell didn't I get hurt? But I was never hurt that night, and it was, you know, it was an experience where it was like, I came back to the corner after the second round, and I had clearly won that round. Like, I had hurt him twice that round. And that was the round that he grabbed me in. I come back to the corner, and I hear probably the worst thing that you could hear, like, I see his face as Rod Tolka was in my corner. I see his face, and he's looking at me like I just got my ass whooped. And I'm like, what the hell? He's looking, he's like, man, you gotta go show him who the boss is. I'm like, and if they didn't give me that round, they ain't giving me no round. So I just need a knockout. So that's what I started looking for. I stopped looking at the combination and just started looking for big shots, which was not the smartest thing. Like, I was just looking to catch and counter with a big shot, and it wasn't smart, but that's what I came up with in battle by myself.
Wow. Okay.
That's kind of how the Berto fight went.
And Luis Collazo, his body shots, because he hurt Thurman quite badly with a body shot. So how powerful body puncher is he?
I actually hurt him with a body shot.
Ah.
With a right hand to the body. And, you know, the crowd, like, started roaring. It was the first ever fight at the Barclays Center.
Okay.
First ever fight show.
Oh, wow.
And I hit him with a right hand to the body. I usually don't even really throw those that much, but I did it, and I remember hearing Eddie and Breadman yelling, you heard him, and the crowd was like roaring a little bit. I'm like, oh, damn, maybe I did hurt him. So I went and threw a couple more punches, but I knew he was slick, because when I first went out there in the first round, I threw like a little 1, 2, 3, and I missed every punch. And I'm like, oh, hell no. Like, I ain't doing this all night. Like, so I just kind of went and jumped on them. Like, I was like, I'm going to get out of the way of all of these. So I got inside, and, you know what I mean? Like, just jumped on them. So going into the last round, we were thinking, when I came back to the corner, they're like, all right, you're up 5-2, maybe 4-3, because we're here in New York. Go out there and finish up this last round and get this win. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm feeling good. I'm a little tired because I expended myself a lot. I threw a lot of punches in 4 and 5 rounds. I remember after the 4th round, they were talking, and I didn't hear anything they were saying. I was just trying to look at the ring card girl to see what number she was carrying around the ring. I'm like, please let it say 5. Please let it say 5. I'll figure something out. So when I seen it said 5, like, then that's when I relaxed. And then I could hear what they were saying. At that point, I wasn't listening to anything. So I go out there in the last round, and you know, not a lot is happening. I threw a couple little jabs, and he gets in a good jab, and I'm like, oh shit, I got to get that back. But I got more round to go. So then, you know, I'm looking for a perfect shot to try to get that back, and then get with the left hand. I'm like, god damn, now I got to fight. So then. We get into a war for like the whole last minute of the fight, and we're just in the middle of the ring just banging. He's getting the better of it, but I'm just hoping to, like, he never hurt me, like he couldn't hurt me, but I'm just like hoping that it's like that he gets tired and I just take over the exchange. I wasn't willing to stop. I just kept going, and that's how the fight ended. And so he won the last round.
Right.
But I'm thinking that I still won at least 5-3 at the least. But the one judge had me losing by 1 point, which I could live with that.
Okay.
But like then there's another judge that didn't give me not one round.
Uh-oh.
And then there's another judge that only gave me 1 round. And I'm like, what? I'm like, the first 3 to 4 rounds, I threw so many punches that he couldn't even really get off. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like on him like a Madonna kind of thing. Like, because of the way I missed the first combination that I threw, I'm like, god damn, he is slick. Like,
so,
and he's the only southpaw that I've ever fought.
So now your position, obviously you have Uncle Bashir, having been the B-side fighter, what do you have to do to become an A-side fighter, Steve, in your opinion?
I mean, it's one of two things. Either fall into a good situation where I get a good I have a good fan base here, but where I start having fights here, and start drawing attention and be able to bring in some name guys here to fight me, or I have to go and beat a A-side guy and beat a B-side guy. It seems like that's the only way it is going to happen.
So, wait, what division are you in at the moment, Steve?
Right now, this fight right here, I'm going to fight at 150.
Okay.
Because after almost 3 years off, I was all the way up to 187 pounds.
Wow.
So I had to come all the way down, yeah.
So how tall are you?
I am 5'11" and a half, 6 foot.
Okay. Okay. What's your normal walk around weight?
Before this long layoff was usually around like 160, 150, like 158 to 160.
So and then you'll fight at 150 or one. So you
for this fight, but I plan to go down.
Oh, you think you'll fight at welterweight then?
Either welterweight or junior welterweight, where I was before I stopped.
So what's the difference? I know it's 7. Go ahead.
I was 142 when I fought Thea Payne.
142. Wow. Yeah. And how old are you now, Steve?
I'm 33.
So you're 33 years old. In terms of your body and trying to fight at that weight, I mean, 142 and the height that you are, does that not have a strain on your body? Do you not lose any physical strength and punching power? Or do you do the weight okay?
Well, I haven't tried to get down there for this fight. But before, no. I was just fine with that. Like when I fought Andre Berto, Collazo, those fights I had to take above my weight at 150.
Okay.
But the most that I was eating before the weigh-in to try to get up in weight. I weighed in at like 45, like 145, and that was I ate before going to the weigh-in. I remember being on the scale smiling because I hear everybody in the crowd when they said 145 when I fought Berto at 150, and I came in at 145 after eating. Everybody was like, "Ooh," and I just smiled like I don't care about none of that. Like I'm here, I signed on that contract, so we got to fight.
So what's the plan now? You've got Uncle Bashir. Is Uncle Bashir on a rolling contract? Is he just one fight with him, or is it a sign and seal deal
for the rest of my career?
For the rest of your career, you got Uncle Bashir with you.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
he's more than just my trainer. He's family.
Of course, Uncle Bashir is like, as you can tell, his family for me too. Although I'm not a fighter. So you fight this Saturday night.
Yep.
Can you let people know where that's going to be?
It's going to be at the the Meadows Racetrack and Casino in Washington, PA. It's about 35 to 40 minutes outside of the city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's going to be a sold-out crowd. This is only my second time fighting here in Pittsburgh. This is the first time since I've been on TV and all of that. So now it's really a big thing for me to come here and fight. And I have my own gym. So, I've been introduced to a whole new crowd of people here in Pittsburgh.
Wow.
The excitement level is pretty high.
So you're saying this is a televised event then?
Locally, I believe.
Oh, it's local televised. Okay. Okay. Do you know what the station will be?
Not sure. Maybe
okay.
There's like PCNC thing that shows like local sports and stuff. I'm not sure.
And they'll show that live, will they?
I couldn't hear you.
And they will show that fight live then?
I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that.
Okay. Okay. Will you be able to get somebody, one of your friends or family, to record your fight live via Facebook so people can watch it live?
I'm pretty sure there's going to be people there streaming it live. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
More than certain. There's going to be 1,300 people at the fight, so I'm pretty sure that at least one of them is going to be streaming live.
That'd be good. That'd be good. So what's your plans now? What does Steve? Go on, Steve. You were saying? Okay. What's your plans now, Steve? I mean, you get back, you have this fight. Where do you want to go? What's the plan? Where do you want to move from here?
Well, I don't want to overlook this guy because this guy can, he can fight.
Okay. What's your opponent's name?
His name is Jonathan Steele. The guy from Houston, Texas. Which is developing into a pretty good fight city. I expect him to be in shape. He has a good skill set. He's a good all around fighter from the little bit that I do know of him. I don't know a whole lot about him, but I'm expecting the best. I don't like to really overlook things.
Okay.
But my realistic goal before even scheduling this fight was if I could get 2 or 3 fights with a trainer in a real camp, and then go into a big fight, that I would be so much better than anybody's ever seen me before. Because it's never been that way. I've always been training myself. It's been under haphazard conditions, but I just make it work all the time.
Yep.
I didn't have the whole babying process, especially after I got blackballed. I was really doing it all by myself.
Yeah.
I was my own manager, my own trainer, my own strength and conditioning coach, my own everything.
You were DIYing it, do-it-yourself boxing training.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
wow.
Now having my own gym and training fighters, that made me a better fighter too, because I could see from the outside in. It's like, wow, why don't I do this? Or why, I preach it, but I don't do it sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I started looking at myself like that. So, I have a couple of good amateurs. My kid Nick Anderson, I have his sister Sarah Anderson. They're both going to win a national soon. I have a professional fighter by the name of Lamonte Everhart. He's 9-0 as a welterweight.
Okay.
So you ought to be on the lookout for him, and I would say about 2-3 fights. Then we'll have his coming out party. And I have a heavyweight too. Also, he just won the state title in Pennsylvania.
All right.
So the Golden Glove state title.
Okay.
So I got a little stable, and I got my gym. I got my other gym members that how I love training them. So that's my life after boxing.
So what is working with Uncle Bashir? How long's the relationship been in terms of him training you now for this fight? And what have you been working on?
Well, he's been here for about, I would say, 5 weeks.
Okay.
About 4 or 5 weeks. And we've basically been working on, working on my jab a lot. He's been drilling me hard on that. I guess because of my height. And so he's been drilling me on my jab a whole lot. My jab and, sitting down on punches.
Right.
Different of that sort. It's been a good feeling to have somebody to push me rather than having to push myself all the time.
Okay. So Saturday night you fight, and it's onward and up from as long as you get through that fight, right?
Yeah. As long as I get to that fight and I feel right, it'll be on to the next one.
I'm going to ask you a question about a fighter. I don't know why I'm asking you the question about this fighter, but when I was talking to you earlier, this fighter came in my mind. Ryan Garcia. What's your thoughts of Ryan Garcia?
I mean, he's not a horrible fighter. He's a decent fighter, like, that's being pushed. Like, they're promoting him. Like, he's a social media fighter. Like, if they put him in there, like, with who he's asking for, like, asking for Gervonta Davis, it won't last one round. Gervonta will walk him straight down and bomb him out of there.
I know.
He throws a lot of punches with his head up in the air, and then it's the same assortment of punches. Like, he throws the punches exactly how he throws them on the pads. Like, and it's just not that way. Like, he's a okay fighter. He's an okay fighter that's being, like, publicized as the next best thing, the biggest superstar in boxing, and that's not the case. Because right now, Shakur Stevenson will take him out. There's so many guys that will take him out. There's that Conlon, he'll take him out. Like, there's so many people that will take him out. Devin Haney. There's so many names that are so much better than him, but because of the promotion, like, I guess now they want to actually promote. Promoters for the longest time have stopped promoting. They just, like, sit on their asses and sell you to the network.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they do. But this kid, they're promoting for some reason.
It's interesting because I heard the similar stories about Ryan Garcia from a fighter. I won't mention their name, but watched him regularly getting beaten up in sparring. People saw it on YouTube and said, "Oh, it's only sparring. It's not the real thing." But if you can't fight backing up, you can't fight backing up. I mean, it's all right punching people and people falling over. That's great when you're on the front foot. But when somebody can take your power or has a way to get inside on you real quick, it nullifies you. It doesn't matter if you're sparring or it's a real fight. The same result happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to say it's only sparring and all of that, but it's like, it's not like, it shouldn't be a normal thing to get your ass whooped even in sparring. You know what I mean? Like, there will be certain days where somebody might edge you. They might get the better or the worse that day. But, like,
every day?
Be like a ordinary thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's how me and Eddie, when we came to Philadelphia.
Yep.
Like, his father had us. We had to spar twice a day. We were going to every gym, going early in the morning, like earlier in the day, and then we would have to go later on in the day to a different gym and spar some more people. Like, it was dumb. We could have ended up brain dead if we didn't really know how to fight and adjust. But we were in there and we held our own with everybody just about. It wasn't too many times where somebody could just say, like, "Oh, I got the better at work. I whooped his ass."
But
you know what I mean?
The stories.
There's a couple times that I can remember that I got it handed to me, but then I came back
and handed it back to him.
And I got them back.
The
one time was I don't know if you're familiar with him. His name is Rasheed Jefferson.
No, yeah, I think so.
He's a trainer now. You see him. You know who Tevin Farmer is?
Yes.
The one that does the pads with him.
Right.
The black guy that does the pads with him.
Right.
He was a really good amateur and a good pro too.
Okay.
And me and him were pretty cool. But like, I remember he got out on me one day, but then 2 days later I got him back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it wasn't like an everyday thing where I was getting my ass whooped. And there was one other time where I was about to quit boxing around this time. So I really wasn't into it. And there was this Russian guy. I can't remember his name. But he got the best of me. He got the best of me. And I never got to get him back because I never seen him again. But that was the only time that I could really sit and say, "Oh yeah, he kicked my ass that day."
Right. What do you make? There's a couple of other fighters I mentioned to you. What do you make of the absence of Keith one-time Thurman?
Well, anybody that knows me knows that I'm not too fond of him.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm not too fond of him. Back when they tried to call me for his first HBO fight, they tried to get me on 10 days notice, and this is after I had fought that fight on Rod Sulka's card.
Okay.
They had offered me to fight Keith Thurman. I can't remember what the guy's name that he fought instead of me. But they offered me 10 days notice, but I wasn't in the gym, so I wasn't going to take it. You know, they tried to sweeten the pot. Oh, it's $125,000. I don't care. I'm not in this just for money. Like, I'm in this to win. Like, I can't live with the fact that I sold myself down the river for $125,000. So
even the dog doesn't like that.
So I just I had to turn that down. But then right after the fight, I ended up calling him out on Facebook and Twitter. At that time, I was using Twitter somewhat. And, I'm like, all right, well, fight me now when I have an actual camp for a fight. But, to get ready for the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So then he answered back, like, who are you signed to? And this and that. I'm like, it don't matter. I'm still in position to fight you. Y'all thought that it was okay to try to get me on 10 days notice. Fight me now. Fight me when I can be ready to fight you. Fight me. So we went back and forth on Twitter for a while. The boxing writers and everybody picked it up, but it never went anywhere. So that's a fight that I always wanted. I always wanted that fight, and I still would like that fight.
Okay. Terence Crawford against Jeff Horn.
I think that's going to be a long, drawn-out ass one. I think that Horn is going to be tough and take it, and the only way that he gets stopped is on cuts. Because he's a big welterweight, a big, strong guy. I think that if he does get stopped, it'll be on cuts. Otherwise, he'll just take an ass whooping all night.
Who? Jeff Horn?
Yes, Jeff Horn.
Okay, that's interesting. Lomachenko versus Mikey Garcia.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna have to go Mikey Garcia on this.
Okay.
After seeing him go down, like he had some trouble with Linares. Mikey Garcia he's more of a winner than Linares. Like, he's never lost. Those are harder to beat than, a guy with a couple losses, for the most part. Not all the time, but in those two fights, like, I've seen Linares break down in the 10th round before. When he fought DeMarco, remember that fight?
Yeah, I remember that fight.
He was clearly winning, and then all of a sudden, he got hit with a shot. Didn't wobble at all, but it did something to him, and then he just, fell apart. And then the very next fight, he got knocked out by somebody in, the third round, somebody that I don't even know their name.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? Like, I had seen him diminish before, but for him to give, you got to give credit where credit is due. He was way bigger than Lomachenko, which I don't think Mikey Garcia will be that much bigger than him like that.
Right.
But I still give the edge to Mikey Garcia.
Okay.
The power, and he just has the basic. He's economical. I don't think all of that bouncing around and those angles. I don't think all of that will make that much of a difference with Mikey Garcia, because Lomachenko's he's gonna think a little more, but especially because of what just happened to Linares. He'll definitely think a little more. and which will make him not punch as much. I feel.
Okay. What are your thoughts on people that are very quick to type or use the word bum when referring to fighters that may have 3 or 4 losses in this generation?
I hate it because most likely it's somebody sitting on the couch eating popcorn that will not take a punch or throw a punch, but they're sitting there being keyboard warriors, or you know what I mean? Like it's just not like it's not right at all. But you know whose fault it is? It's the commentators and the people that are in boxing that started it. They started it, saying, "Oh, he's done," and this and that. You know what I mean? And the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, MLS, none of them leagues do you hear the commentators openly bashing a player on TV.
Nope.
They even if the team is 0-16, they are still talking about the positives. Oh, next year they're going to get the first draft pick, or they're going to get this. This player comes here, they're going to instantly be they may instantly be a playoff team. You know what I mean? Like they're always talking about the positives. The people people are still tuned into that channel.
Yeah.
At that point, if you're dogging the team like, oh, they're 0-16, they're horrible. Why would somebody sit and watch it? They're going to turn the channel. Oh, the experts that are calling the game are calling.
Absolutely.
Bombing. So why not even watch it? They're
absolutely. Bombing. I've said it 1,001 times. Absolutely. Who do you think is the most overrated fighter in boxing today, Steve?
The most overrated?
Yeah.
Keith Thurman.
We really want a Thurman fight.
Serious, it is. Like they make him like the big boogeyman. He throws those big stupid, I call YU punches. It's like YU, like you're not going to hit no consummate boxer with that, like because they see that coming yesterday. Like he looks that he's been made to look like a consummate boxer because he's fighting guys that don't box. He's fighting a Sean Porter. He's fighting a Danny Garcia. Like who has he fought that is a boxer that everybody knows can box his ass off? Who has he fought?
Would you say Robert Guerrero, or Guerrero likes to brawl too much?
Guerrero at that point was done and wasn't a real 147-pounder really when you think about it. Like he left boxing and was lighter, but then it's because of his wife had cancer. Then he came back at a bigger weight class and he just didn't look the same ever. Like he was just banging. He was banging with guys. Like it wasn't the same sharp Robert Guerrero. It wasn't the same guy. Okay. But and he was never like a consummate boxer. I'm talking about like somebody that can box, like a Crawford, like they have the slip game that or like even Errol Spence, and he doesn't box that much, but he can box. The boxing skill is there.
Yep.
Like he ain't gonna box circles around Errol Spence. Lamar Peterson. Like Lamar Peterson is a small 137-pounder, but he couldn't do what Errol Spence just did to Lamar Peterson. Keith Thurman couldn't do that.
Okay, so Keith Thurman is the most overrated. Is there anybody in the UK you'd like to fight?
Tell the truth, I'm not even that up on that scene over there.
Well, you need to be. That's where the money is.
Hey, I would love to sound with a promoter.
You know what?
I would love to sound with a promoter.
You mean need to talk. You need an advisor. Somebody said that I think it was Ruben that said you need me as your advisor, because man, you need to find your way over to. Forget Keith Thurman, you need to find your way over to the UK, get some good fights over in the UK, make some money.
Hey, I love it over there. I love it in Europe.
Yeah, talk to us about your time when you were with the Furies. That's a nice thing to talk about.
there, you know, we had to deal with Tyson with his glorious singing all the time at the house. You know what I mean? Like it was great. Like, you know, Peter took us all to Amsterdam. You know what I mean? He took us to we were in Holland. Where else did we go? We went to this place called Antwerp in Belgium.
Okay.
And we were in Bolton, England together too.
Right.
You know, they were all really good guys. You know, Huey, his son, he has a son named, his name is Peter too.
Okay.
I think his name is Peter. No, is his name Huey too?
Huey, there's Huey. Peter's son's name is Huey. Peter's nephew is Tyson.
No, there's another younger one. There's a younger heavyweight that's a pro. He was a cool kid. He was a cool guy too.
Okay.
I want to say that I know it's one of his name is either Peter or Huey. Like they got the same name. They got the same name.
Yeah, Huey. It's Huey.
I want to say that it's Huey. Like his name is Huey too.
Yeah, Huey. Yeah, it would have been Huey because he had Tyson, Huey, Con Sheehan. Who else was in the camp? Dave Allen may have been around that time as well. Eddie was in that camp. Of course, you were around as well. So yeah, maybe so. No, they had another Fury. They might have had another Fury in that camp as well.
No, there definitely was. It's Peter's son. It's his other son.
Okay.
He has another son. He's actually in a video. He's in a video with us. That I have on Facebook.
Okay, probably is.
Video when we were on what was it called, the Traffordshire Center or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like this big train station mall place.
Yeah. Okay, well,
nice.
probably it might be Huey's brother. It might be.
Yeah, it definitely is Huey's brother, but I can't remember if his name was Huey or Peter.
Okay.
I know it was the same as one of their names.
Okay, all right, no worries.
But he was younger. He was like younger in the game.
Okay.
Like he was like 3-0 or something like that.
So how did you find it? How did you find it being in the UK?
I liked it over there. I liked it a lot.
So
it wasn't that far from being. It wasn't as different from the U.S. as Germany was. Like it was more like here.
Okay. Right.
I even went in the casino there and played.
Did you win any money or did you lose?
I think I won £20 and then I quit.
Okay, this is smart. So what did you make of, I mean, I know you like the UK, but was there any, I know obviously Eddie, you over there, Eddie was being worked with Peter and Team Fury. Was there any point in time, was there any time that you considered yourself fighting in the UK or were approached about it?
Yeah, I talked to Peter before, but he was more into, training the heavyweights.
Right.
So that just never, we only talked about it a couple times, but it was like through email. Like we didn't even talk about it really. We talked about it maybe once while we were in person, but
okay.
It was mostly before we first went out there.
Okay.
But I liked Eddie out there, you know what I mean? Because it kept them focused away from all of the other, distractions here in the U.S. Like Eddie, because Eddie's such a nice guy, and it's hard for him to say no or to cut himself off from things. Like, so he he'd easily pull in certain directions when he needs to just be
focused.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Over there, Peter's he's cool, but he's like a drill sergeant. Everything is regimented.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Everything is regimented. You take your supplements at a certain time. You eat at a certain time. You eat this at a certain time. You eat this at a certain time. Train here at a certain time. You do this at a certain time. You go to bed at a certain time.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like that. That's when you get the best out of Eddie. That and when he's having fun. When you have a happy Eddie that's in shape, that's when you get the best Eddie. That's the Eddie to beat. That's Eddie to beat them and train them.
Two questions about Eddie. Is he actually coming back and fighting? Because Brian Jennings said he was sparring with him, and I saw Coach Anthony doing a little bit of work with him.
Yeah. I'm working on getting him, because I was actually going to get him on this card that I'm fighting on Saturday.
Okay.
But the promoter was saying like it would have been too expensive for this small of a card for me and Eddie to get opponents on there.
Right.
It basically took up his whole budget.
Okay.
But I'm working on getting Eddie with Bashir, and we have camp together, and then we fight together. You know what I mean?
But
Back to how I used to be, me and him training together.
Do you really think that Eddie's going to be able to train with Bashir when he's got Coach Anthony? Because I don't think Uncle Bashir is going to want to train with another trainer.
Well, that's not going to happen. I think that Coach Anthony understands. At this level, he's not like a head trainer at this level. Not yet. You know what I mean? He still has some dues to pay. He still has some time. Bashir is, it's a shoe. And like you seen Eddie beat Adamek with one hand with Bashir in his corner.
Yep.
So you can't complain about the results there. There's not even a comparison. Bashir is Bashir. Coach Anthony is Coach Anthony. No disrespect to Coach Anthony, because that's my boy. I like Coach Anthony a lot. He still has a lot to learn, and I think that he can work at the lower level. I think he needs to get there a little bit before trying to work a Fast Chambers corner as the head trainer. You know what I mean?
Very interesting.
I think that's all understood.
Yeah, that's very interesting. You say that.
That's all understood, and that it wouldn't be like a hard transition. The only thing that I see is Eddie trying to both trainers, like try to have him in
can't do that. He can't do that. It won't work.
Work pads with him sometime, and it's like that's not okay.
That's not okay.
It needs to be one voice.
One voice in the corner.
Teacher,
absolutely.
Not multiple people in there. Oh, do this, do that, because now things
confusion.
Yeah,
of course.
Nothing solid. Like me and Bashir have been working. So now the thoughts in my head are solid. You know what I mean? I don't have anybody else telling me what to do.
Yeah. I do want to. We'll end on this note. Uncle Bashir, he doesn't get the acclaim or the recognition that other, let's say, celebrity trainers get. Why do you think that is?
Well, first off, he's black. And I'm never wanted to play the race card, but hey, that's one of the big reasons. And another is he doesn't kiss ass.
Well, yeah, that's a key point there. Very key point.
Kiss anybody's ass and be like, oh yeah, I'll carry the bucket for you. Yeah, I'll carry the bag. He ain't doing that, and that's why I love him. That's why I want him with me. I don't want nobody like that.
Wait.
I don't want to treat nobody like that.
So you know trainers like that then?
I mean, every trainer, I guess, either they just fell into the job, like, because I don't think the Errol Spence's trainer is like that, but he has Errol Spence. You know what I mean?
Right.
Ronnie Shields, I don't think he's like that. He just ended up with the Charlers. You know what I mean? Like, he ended up producing the Charlers.
Yeah.
But like a Freddie Roach and them, like, I don't want to speak too hardly on him. Like, I don't know him personally. Like, I've never heard him speak personally. Like, I don't know what he teaches really, but I know what I see, and it's like everybody that he trains runs forward throwing punches. Or with Cotto basically just did what he wanted. Like, he just, you know what I mean, just stayed smart and tried to box from the outside, throw punches here and there, and he fought the right competition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's really not too much, like, I've never seen him build anybody.
Yep.
He hasn't built anybody from the ground. Nobody. Nobody that I ever see him build from the ground. Can you name someone that Freddie Rhodes has built?
We've had this conversation. Me and my Uncle Bashir have had this conversation over and over again. You got to tell these boxing fans that I think they, some of these young boxing fans tend to think that,
John David Jackson. Have you ever heard of anybody he's built from the ground?
No. There's a lot of trainers like that. Well, I mean,
he falls under my one rule that I have. One of my cardinal sins. I don't trust a grown man with a ponytail. That's just. I mean, look. Think of any grown man that you know with a ponytail. Do you honestly trust him? Like, do you trust him to have your girlfriend in your house and you leave him in there? You got to go do something. Do you trust that guy?
No, absolutely, categorically no.
Anybody that you know with a ponytail, do you trust them like that?
Well, hold on. Didn't Thurman have a ponytail at one point?
See?
See?
There you go. And I don't trust them, and I don't like them. So that proves me even more right with my rule. Watch what you're gonna start thinking about it now. You're gonna be like,
no, I don't need to think about it. I just
know what a ponytail do. I trust. None of them are no good.
no. It's not good. It's not good. I've heard that statement somewhere before as well.
Oh yeah?
I have heard that statement about the ponytail thing as well. Would you leave your girl with a guy with a ponytail? Like, no, you wouldn't.
No, I mean, would you? I wouldn't leave. I wouldn't leave $10,000 in front of a guy with a ponytail. Like, I just don't trust like a guy with a ponytail. Like, I just like the ones that I know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm cool with them and all that, but like, I know what they're into. Like, they're not on the straight up and up. Like, almost every one of them that I know.
I think
everyone.
Well, it's like I think. That same thing comes on with if you saw a guy wearing cowboy boots, you should be concerned.
No, because my best friend, he wears cowboy boots, and I talk about him all the time.
I don't know.
He's an actor.
He's an actor. You say he's an actor?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that might be acceptable because he's an actor, but just generally walk around with cowboy boots on.
He's an actor. He's a wild man.
He's a what?
He's like a walking movie character all day.
Okay, like, that's different.
Like, you never know what to expect from him.
That's different. But to generally walk, like if I saw a guy roll into a nightclub with a pair of cowboy boots on, I'd be very wary. You know?
Yeah.
Do you understand? It's like one of those sort of things. Yeah, I get you with the ponytail and cowboy boots.
Yeah, and most likely he probably doesn't like me.
Probably, or me either.
I mean, just being truthful, like he probably doesn't like me if he has on cowboy boots. He probably doesn't like me or anybody that looks like me. Truthfully, I mean, that's just the truth.
Just continue with Bashir. Why do you think he never became Klitschko's head trainer? It always scratches my head.
I think it was a thing of power. Like, Emmanuel wanted him to remain with the Crump, and he wasn't confident that if Bashir took over the job, that he was going to stay with the Crump and keep that name associated with the Crump gym. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I still don't believe that he said Jonathan Banks, but I just don't think that Vladimir. I know that they knew Vladimir would not go for David Hill being his head trainer.
Right.
I don't think that he would have went for that. So then they came up with, Banks. Like, I don't think that he said anything about any of that on his deathbed. I don't think he was worried about any of that at that point. But they said that, so it's like, what is Vladimir going to, like, what is he, like, he's going to go with what he, I mean, I don't see how he can make somebody, I don't think he really thought he needed a trainer at that point. I think he thought it didn't matter who it was at that point that was in the head role. And Jonathan Banks cost him less money than with Emmanuel or with Bashir. And it's clear to me that he wasn't listening to Jonathan Banks. Like, he used to beat Jonathan Banks up in camp. Like, how do you beat somebody up and then let them give you information about fighting? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
That's true. That's very true. But a lot of boxing fans don't know that, and they say Banks is a great trainer.
Hey, maybe he is. I don't know. I mean, I know Jonathan somewhat. I've never seen him in a trainer's role before, so I can't say that he's not. But I mean, hey, Dominic Dolan went to him, so I guess he's seen something. He knows him. But, they came up in the crunk together. So Dominic Dolan went to him, so I guess he knows something. I mean, he knows how to fight, but from what my understanding was that he was lazy. That was what the general consensus was, is that Jonathan Banks was lazy. And it showed in that Seth Mitchell fight. Like, he could have knocked Seth Mitchell out. That shouldn't even have been a contest. Like, he's a retired football player. Like, no way that he should be able to beat you, somebody that's been boxing your whole life. But, I think that them putting Jonathan Banks in that position was keeping Klitschko associated with the Kronk and keeping that name and keeping that legacy alive.
Right. That makes enough sense. That clears that up. Final thoughts. Joshua or Wilder? Rumor is T-Mobile Arena, November, December. Who are you going for and why?
Wilder. Going for Wilder. And simply because of his jab and his power.
Okay.
Joshua is like too robotic, and he's like, for him to let that Parker box with him. Like, Parker was like boxing him a little bit. Like, this wasn't landing all that much, but like, he was like boxing him. Like, I'm like, this is Joshua Parker boxing you. That's not good. Not good at all. He should have had to been a brawler that fight, but he wasn't. Like, he was boxing and actually looked a little slick against Joshua.
Yeah.
It's not good. Joshua couldn't land. He couldn't land against him.
Interesting.
Just imagine a 6'8" guy with hellacious power.
You know what, Steve? We're gonna have to have you on a bit more often, because you talk a lot of sense, and not only that, you seem to have a great insight into the sport.
I would love to be on more.
Sounds good. So, Steve, finally, just before you finish, how can people reach out to you?
You can reach out to me. I'm full on friends on Facebook, but I guess you can follow me. My Facebook is Stephen Upsher. My Instagram, you can follow me. I mean, you can definitely follow me on Instagram at Showman1985. That's Showman1985.
Okay.
I don't have a Twitter. I don't use Twitter anymore. I do have a Twitter, but I haven't used it in years.
Don't blame me.
But on those two right there, on Facebook and Instagram, that's what I use all the time, is those two.
Okay. Steve Upsher, I wish you all the best on Saturday night, you and Uncle Bashir. beginning your partnership. I look forward to seeing you and hearing from you after the fight and for the future. Thanks once again.
All right, Engel. Thanks for having me.
Take care. All the best. So there we have it. Steve Upsher there talking to BWTM sports fights this weekend. So I just want to close by saying the BWTM channel, the gaming channel, has been suspended. Don't ask me why. I have no ideas what's going on. But it don't matter. Subscribe to Ingram Jones, the YouTube channel there. Get yourself over. Subscribe to Ingram Jones YouTube channel, and we'll keep it moving over there. All right. Thank you once again to you, Steve Upsher. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments as always, and join us at BWTM Sports Group or BWTM Sports Channel on Facebook, and join in the fun. Right. We'll see you soon. Take care.